Chiwetel Ejiofor, one of the stars of a movie that's attracting a lot of attention leading up to award season. This one's called 12 Years a Slave. It's based on a true story of Solomon Northop, a free man who was kidnapped into slavery in the 19th century. Look.
Days ago, I was with my family, in my home. Now you tell me all is lost. Tell no one who I am. That's the way to survive. Well, I don't want to survive. I want to live.
Chiwetel Ejiofor, good morning. Nice to see you.
Good morning. Nice
wow.
To be here.
And that's the first word that comes to mind. They gave me a screener of this last night, and I watched most of it. I haven't seen the end yet.
Okay.
But contradiction, because at times I couldn't watch, and most times I couldn't turn away.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I mean by that?
I do. I mean, I was always, when I read the script, when I read the book, Solomon Northop's book, I was just devastated by it, actually. And there were so many times when I was reading it that I had to kind of put it down for a second and kind of breathe a little and, take a moment. So, yeah, I hear that. I think it's such a beautiful story. I always thought it was a kind of an amazingly... It's not pretty, it's just beautiful, in a way.
You mentioned Solomon Northop, and let's just give the history here. He is a free black man living in upstate New York, living well, by the way. Yeah. He's got a wife and children. He's a talented musician, and he basically gets abducted into slavery.
It happened a lot, that, as soon as slavery was made illegal in terms of getting slaves from Africa, it started to happen that people would be kidnapped off the streets in the north, and a lot of children as well, and sold into slavery in the south. And this is the only account that we have from somebody who went through that experience and survived it and was able to tell their story.
And as an actor, this is a treasure trove for you because he did write a memoir about it, also called 12 Years a Slave. What did you learn about him by reading that book?
I think the whole process to me was trying to get as close to him as possible in a way, like just to really understand this really remarkable person and his life, and to have that kind of first-person historical narrative was just invaluable to me as an actor, and just an amazing thing to be able to look at and draw from.
The scenes that I was referring to in the beginning that are difficult to watch, there are whippings, there are hangings in this. As difficult it is for a viewer, what was it like as an actor to shoot scenes like that?
Well, it's always interesting because to me, it was kind of a privilege. I really wanted to tell this story, and I wanted to be inside of the experience and to tell the story of Solomon's life, and even those moments that are hard or that are complex, were sort of I just felt connected to what he went through.
I just want to mention Brad Pitt has a small role in this, also producer on the movie. Michael Fassbender plays a slave owner in this, and I read something you said in an interview that you don't see him as purely a bad guy, that he's dealing with some pain of his own. Can you explain that?
Well, I think it's that thing about people that when we, if you're trying to tell stories about people, real people, you have to look at them as three-dimensional characters. They're not two-dimensional, And I think that's the thing with Michael Fassbender's character, is that he's ostensibly totally this horrific guy, but there's a human being there, and that's what's really engaging. And I think that's what's engaging about the book. That's what's engaging about the story, is that you're dealing with real people.
So here we are in October. We're moving into what we like to affectionately call awards season. And I know you've heard this, but you are already being placed on a very short list for Best Actor at the Academy Awards. And you're just staring at me, but...
yeah, blankly, what?
But, what does it mean?
Well, it's amazing, I'm deeply proud of this film, and I'm really excited to get it out there and for people to see it and to get their reactions to it. And it's something that I think, working with Steve McQueen, who I think is an extraordinary filmmaker, has been the most amazing experience of my life in terms of an actor and actually beyond that. So, I'm thrilled to be in this moment.
I think we're going to be hearing your name an awful lot over the next several months. Congratulations on this.
Thank you. Thank you, man.
And by the way, 12 Years a Slave hits theaters on October 18th.